Good morning. The Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee will please come to order. Today we are holding a hearing on the nomination of California Secretary of Labor Julie Su to serve as Deputy Secretary of Labor. Senator Burr and I will each have an opening statement, and then I will recognize Senator Padilla to introduce Secretary Su. After Secretary Su gives her testimony, senators will have 5 minutes each for a round of questions. I'm happy to stay for a second round if any senator has any remaining questions. Before we begin, I do want to walk through the COVID-19 safety protocols in place. We will follow the advice of the attending physician and the Sergeant-at-Arms in conducting this hearing. We're all grateful to everyone, including our clerks, who have worked so hard to get this set up and help everyone stay safe and healthy. Committee members are seated at least 6 feet apart, and some senators are participating by video conference. And while we were unable to have the hearing fully open to the public or media for in-person attendance, live video is available on our committee website at help.senate.gov. And if you are in need of accommodations, including closed captioning, you can reach out to the committee or the Office of Congressional Accessibility Services. We received Secretary Su's formal nomination on February 13th. Her Office of Government Ethics paperwork, including her public financial disclosures and ethics agreement on February 18th, and her committee paperwork on March 2nd. Secretary Su, thank you for joining us today. I'm pleased to welcome your daughter, Li Mei, who's here with you today. And I know your family, including your parents and your daughter, An Ling, are watching us well. They must be very proud. Our country is not yet through the COVID-19 crisis, but with the passage of the American Rescue Plan and President Biden announcing he will direct all states, tribes, and territories to make all people 18 and over eligible to be vaccinated no later than May 1st, we're finally on the right track. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but we have to make sure we do not run out of steam before we reach it. And we're going to need a full team working together to make that happen, which is why it is so important we work to get qualified nominees like Julie Su quickly confirmed. President Biden has taken important historic steps, as has Congress, but there's more work to be done to not only fully rescue America from this pandemic, but to recover from this crisis and rebuild a stronger and fairer economy. I'm incredibly glad we were able to extend the unemployment benefits millions of families need to help them get by in the American Rescue Plan, but we also need to increase wages. 1 in 9 workers is making poverty-level wages, and some workers are still being paid discriminatory sub-minimum wage. I'm glad we were able to take steps that will cut child poverty in half, but we need to do more to help families get quality, affordable child care and provide national paid sick days and family and medical leave, especially since in the midst of a pandemic, 1 in 4 workers do not have paid sick leave. I'm thrilled we were able to protect millions of workers and retirees from having the pensions they earn dramatically cut, but we need to help more people plan for retirement. 1 in 4 people have no retirement savings, and women are 80% more likely to face poverty in retirement. And in addition to the American Rescue Plan, there's more progress we are making that we must build on. President Biden has taken important steps towards protecting workers, but we know that work is not done yet. And even when it is, we will need to do more to help ensure people are safe from workplace hazards, pandemics, harassment, and discrimination, something my Be Heard in the Workplace Act works to address. President Biden has also moved to withdraw the previous administration's joint employer and independent contractor rules, which shielded the largest corporations from being held accountable for violations of workers' rights and significantly restricted workers' right to minimum wage and overtime. In addition to these much-needed steps, the Senate needs to join the House in passing the PRO Act, which I introduced last month, to strengthen the right to join a union and collectively bargain. And while we all know our economy can't work without women, it's also painfully clear it is not working for them. 1 in 4 women have considered downshifting their careers because of this pandemic. More than 2 million women left the workforce over the last year, and women of color face an even larger pay gap, higher rates of unemployment, and a steeper climb to recovery. We need to do so much more to ensure equity in our economy and address the sexism, racism, ableism, and bigotry that has hurt too many for so long. But if we're going to build an economy that works for all working families, we need someone serving as Deputy Secretary of Labor who will fight for them. And that someone is Julie Su. Julie Su's experience leading one of the largest state labor departments in the nation, her decades-long commitment to fighting for workers' rights, and her personal story as the multilingual daughter of Chinese immigrants have given her the experience, background, and values to be a successful Deputy Secretary of Labor. As a labor lawyer, Julie Su fought to defend Thai garment workers who were trafficked into the United States and forced to work behind barbed wire and under armed guard. And she then pushed to change the law to ensure corporations are held responsible for working conditions in their supply chains. As California Labor Commissioner, Julie Su cracked down on wage theft and launched a multilingual campaign to help workers understand their rights and feel safe speaking up about employers stealing their wages. And as California's Secretary of Labor, Julie Su has implemented increases to the state minimum wage, created good-paying, high-quality jobs, expanded access to benefits for gig workers and workers who are paid low wages, and protected essential workers who are bearing the brunt of this pandemic, including by establishing and enforcing mandatory emergency COVID workplace safety standards. In short, Secretary Su's record as a champion for workers is long and clear, and the need to confirm her is obvious and urgent. We need a fully staffed Department of Labor to protect workers and help us end this pandemic, to foster healthy communities, and to build a stronger, fairer economy. We need a Deputy Secretary of Labor like Julie Su, who is committed to ensuring workers have a fair and just workplace, a livable wage, a secure retirement, safe working conditions, access to accommodations, the right to join together and collectively bargain, and are treated with dignity and respect. I urge my colleagues to work with me on a bipartisan basis to confirm her without delay. Finally, I seek unanimous consent to put in the record 44 letters in support of Secretary Su's nomination from more than 650 labor unions, former colleagues, labor leaders, and more. So ordered. And with that, I will recognize Ranking Member Burr for his opening remarks.